There are so many things that I would like to talk about these days. Endless words that want to come out of my mouth. But it's been hell for me and for all the people who are seeing the light and all the people who chose the light. We're seeing in this world right now the splitting not only of the groups of people who have chosen the light or darkness, but we're literally seeing the splitting of the worlds, of the dimensions. This is kind of the moment that a lot of us have been waiting for. Me specific, I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. I didn't think it would be so brutal and so horrific, not just on the physical level of what is happening to the people of Israel, but and also to Jewish people all around the world now with the violence and the rising anti-Semitism that I personally didn't think I would see in my lifetime. But also because of the tremendous hate that we're seeing rising in so many people. Hate that was probably there for a long time. And this October 7th portal kind of opened the gates of hell and allowed a lot of the demonic entities to absolutely take over so much of humanity. I want to also say, I want to say so many things. I don't even know where to start. October 7th was a blood ritual. It was an absolutely demonic, Satanist. The word Satanist doesn't even apply here because it's so much more than that. The fact that it happened on the land of Israel, on the Holy Land, there is a reason why it's called the Holy Land. There are extremely powerful and unique frequency portals on that land that belong to the Jewish people for thousands of years. Probably before. That's not even, I'm not even going to discuss that, because if you want to learn about that, there is you can learn. Like, it's not about listening to a couple of TikTok videos and thinking that you became an expert on the Middle East. Learn. But I don't want to get into politics here. Although I can, and I know that everything I speak will be truth, because I always make sure that everything I speak is truth. So October 7th was a blood sacrifice. It was a planned attack. The people of Israel were pawns in this horrific game of these demonic entities and people who are serving these demonic entities. The people of Palestine have been pawns in this game for a very long time. They have been playing both sides against each other for a very long time. They have understood the mentality, the very different mentality of Israeli people and Palestinian people, and played that against each other for a very long time. They have brainwashed and manipulated the minds of humanity for a very long time, very slowly, integrating their subconscious mind in order for when this moment comes, that it would be very possible and easy for these demonic entities to fully take over so many people. What we're seeing right now, for those of us who has the eyes to see, we are literally seeing the light versus dark war. This is a spiritual war. And this war has been planned for a long, long time. They have planned World War I, World War II, World War III to the T. And the plan was to begin World War III, which we are in right now, if you haven't noticed, it started already, to be erupted with and by the Islamic world. And there is a reason for that. It's because the deep Islamic mentality is the most dangerous that we've had so far in terms of its hate, its violence, its purely dark, masculine, demonic energy. And we're also seeing the light. We're also seeing a lot of, so we're seeing, I know that me and people in my life who have all the eyes to see, we're seeing the demons in all of these people. The people that are shouting for Palestine, shouting occupation, apartheid, repeating spells, literally spells that they've been programmed, none of them know what apartheid even means. None of them don't understand that Israel is not an apartheid state. None of them don't understand that Israel is not occupying any land. On the contrary, what's going to happen now if they choose that timeline is that the Islamic world is going to occupy many of the Western world in a very evil way. Evil does not even begin to describe this energy. And so I've seen a lot of I don't usually go a lot on social media and my phone, and I don't watch these stuff, but I've never been so connected to my ancestors and my people and the pain that my people have been through in all time, but especially since October 7th. I've been there in the room with my sisters as they were being raped and cut into pieces and tortured. I've seen everything in the astral plane. And there are videos which I will never watch because I know that it will kill me. And so we're seeing all of the, for example, people who walk in the street in a lot of Western places, ripping up the posters of the kidnapped children. You can see, first of all, a lot of them wear masks. A lot of the pro-Palestinian people, you see that they're wearing masks. They're hiding. They're hiding from something. They're shouting. They're violent. They're full of hate. There's a reason for that. You can see that some of you have the capability to see beyond the physical body like I do. You can see that they have no soul left. They lost their soul completely. As these babies and children and women and elderly are being kept with the most horrific people on the planet, they're taking down the posters. A lot of them are becoming violent to people who support Israel, and a lot of them, people who chose the light. I wanna be clear when I say this, because this is not a political talk. This is not a political statement, although it sounds like a political statement because I'm talking about Palestine and Israel. If people were really worried about Palestinian people, they would have been there when they were attacked by other countries, when horrific things happened to them in history. Why now? All of a sudden, everyone became an expert about the Middle East. Because this was the plan all along. The reason that Israel, there's so many wars and actual genocides happening in many places in the world now. People don't care. You see people in the street shouting for that? No. The war in Ukraine, the war in Russia, people went in the street a few days and that's it. Why is Israel provoking so much deep emotions of hate and rage, and also very deep emotions of love and support and light? Because there is a reason. Because Israelites, okay, the people of Israel, Israelites. There is a reason they're called like that. And that was the name for this tribe, for these bloodlines, way before Israel was even their state, because it was always our land. It was the Holy Land, belonged to these specific people, because our job was to protect energetically those portals so that the demonic entities won't be allowed to explode from there. So we've done a very good job for 75 years, although we're surrounded by people who want to kill us and destroy us and hate and violence. The news doesn't tell you about how like twice a week for my entire life, people from Palestine came over and murdered people in the street in Israel with knives, come to the rooms and murder babies in their beds. And there's bombing themselves in buses and cafes. Like, I still am afraid to go on buses. But the media doesn't tell you that. The media doesn't tell you that Israel always did everything for peace, while the other side doesn't want it, just wants to kill, it just wants to destroy, because that is the representation of the darkness. So now we're seeing in the global scale. Israel, I wanna give you also because again, I teach magic and I teach the symbolism of everything. So I want to also explain the word Israel. Israel. It's two words actually. Yashar El. It means direct to God. So the people, a person of Israel, has a direct connection to source, to God, right? And then Israelites it's Israelites. We are the lights. Now, I want to also say another thing. We are now seeing literally the forces of light and the forces of darkness in this story that is evolving of our human evolution. I always tell people to look at everything as a story, also in our reality right now, what we're seeing outside of us, because it really helps to use our discernment with our subconscious mind and to find freedom within. So look at the story that's happening, right? The good people, the good guys, became bad. Everyone thinks they're bad. Israel is occupying and they're apartheid, which is not true. And then the bad people, the actual evil people, Palestinian Hamas, became heroes, and everyone, like, they're supporting them. Everything turned upside down. Now, there's so many things I want to talk about, and I'm trying to not take too much time, but it is taking time. I can talk for hours about the situation. So I want to also be clear that when I say Israelite, the people of light that are here right now on the planet, the people who have chosen the light, right? This is not a political thing. A lot of people don't understand this spiritually. They think, oh, politically we chose Israel, but it's not that. You've chosen the light. You've chosen the forces of light. You've chosen compassion. You've chosen truth. Not to say that there is not manipulation of other sources around. There is so much manipulation in the Israeli government, in Hamas, in American government, in Iranian government. There's so much it's a cesspool of shit right now. But I'm talking about the energetic forces of what people choose to connect to support, to love. I mean, it's very clear to see when you see in our story again, when you're seeing in reality a pro-Israel like a meeting, I forgot the name in English, the word in English, excuse me, a rally where it's peaceful and it's loving and you're feeling the emotions, you're feeling the connection, the unity. And then you go to a pro-Palestinian rally when it's violent and hate and yelling and it's horrible, it's scary. Like burning the flags of the country that they're living in, right? Whether it's America, whether it's Sweden, whether it's Germany, because they want to take over with that darkness. They actually want to occupy the entire world. Israelis, Israelis live all over the world. I travel all over the world. When I go to a place, we don't want to take over the place. We assimilate into the place. We respect. We love this new community we just went into. We respected. We usually, I mean, every Israeli person I know that lives abroad has a flag of the country that they live in because they love it so much. But you see the difference. You see the difference of the dark forces, the demonic forces, and what they want to do, and you see the light forces. When I say Israelites, I'm going to go back to that. It doesn't mean that it's just Jews or just Israel. That's a very, very important point, especially at this time, because we've seen that there are a lot of Jews that actually chose the dark forces to support Palestine, to support Hamas, to support that energy of darkness within our human story. And then there's a lot of people who are not Jews, who are not Israelis, that are Israelites, that are lights, that are beings of light, which chose because they chose the forces of light. And I know that I'm talking to the Israelites right now. I know that we're feeling so much, so much. And it comes in waves, and you have a moment of feeling sane for a minute, and then the sadness, the pain, the trauma hits. Because that's another thing. We've realized, all the Israelites right now have realized how connected we are and how unified we are. Whether you're a Jew, whether you're Israeli, whether you're not, because there's a lot of Israelites right now that are not Jews or Israelis, like I said. But they are Israelites. They are people of light. And of course, there's the people in between that kind of don't really know about what's happening, don't give a shit. Like, not that they're bad people. They just don't. They're not in it. They're not in the story. They're not in the storyline. They're not invested. So, what I want to just, I guess, leave us with for right now is remember your light. We cannot change the minds of those who chose darkness. They're gone. Like 99% of them, I see it in their eyes when I look at these videos. They're not. Their soul is gone. The demonic entity's power is so powerful after October 7th on the planet. Once the timeline split it, like really split it. Again, it was a blood sacrifice ritual, a very huge one. So the timeline is split it, and those who were in a very low frequency, who were very attuned, that's why we see a lot of woke people, right, that chose the dark side, because their frequency was already very low. They were already very confused. They were already very lost, just in a cesspool of shit, right? So it's very easy for these demonic entities to completely take over. It's very easy. They still know their name. They know who they are. They have their persona of a human, but they're not there anymore. They're lost. They're gone. They're gone. Someone who rips posters of kidnapped children by the Hamas, who raped and beheaded babies and women in the most horrific ways, they have no soul anymore. And so we cannot, us Israelites, we cannot change their mind. We cannot make them see. They don't see. They're blind right now with the darkness. So I have tried for this entire, for like the first month to try to bring the truth, to try to explain to people what's happening, like what's really happening. I realized I'm just wasting my life force. So what I am choosing myself right now for myself is to focus on my soul family, my real soul tribe that I've realized is my real soul tribe, because I had to let go of a lot of people in this month and a half. I had to let go of a lot of people that chose the darkness or who don't really care. We're not vibing in the same way anymore. So it's just we're not aligned to each other. And I choose to focus and feed and fill these relationships of light beings in my life, and focus on the highest timeline that we want to create. So whenever I find myself falling into the darkness and the pain, and I feel these women and these children in my heart all day long, and I fall into the pain. But they remind me, these women, as they were leaving their bodies in this horrific trauma, they told me, live your life. You are life. Live it. Live it. And so for them, we have to live, and we have to shine our light and be the light. For some of us, it might look like your mission is to really go forward on social media and spread the truth and like share that light, which is truth. Truth is light, is information. And so for some of us, it is to do the spiritual work on a spiritual realm and really fight these freaking demons all the time. For some of us, it's just to really focus on the highest timeline for all of us and hold it really strong, really powerfully for the light workers, for the Israelites. And so I hope that even for one person in the world, if this inspired you in this rough time, then I'm grateful to connect with your soul right now. I'm just grateful, and I'm appreciating in a whole new level what true connection is and what unity is and what appreciation to life is and what privilege and honor I have to be able to hold the light and to be able to see the truth, because so many people are blind to it now. And I am so grateful for my consciousness. I'm so grateful for my heart. I'm so grateful for the people that are seeing what I am seeing and for understanding and living in their light and in their love and in their compassion. Although this is the hard way to choose right now, in this moment. The people who have chosen the darkness, they chose their timeline. They chose their darkness, and they're going to have to walk it all the way now. I wish them all well, but I know that they're not going to a good place. They're going to just have to go through their soul's evolution that way, which is, from a soul's perspective, it's all good, really, because some souls choose to go the hard way, some souls choose to go this way. It is what it is. I've also had to learn a lot of acceptance this month, just accepting that people choose darkness. Some people are just too brainwashed and they can't see, but some people consciously choose evil. And that is something that I had to accept, fully accept, like in every part of my being. And I'm still mastering that acceptance. And the more I practice acceptance, the more I free myself from this burden, this part of me that feels the need to save everyone and to show everyone the truth and to bring everyone into the light. I can't do that. No one can do that. No one. Our job is to be the light, and that's all we can do. To just stand firmly with the love in our hearts while the dark forces are waging a hurricane around us. Because guess what? The dark forces have no power of their own. They're weak. They are using our life force to do anything in this world. And so we are just going to take our power back, hold it, stay together with your soul family, stay together with people who chose light, let go of those who chose the dark, let go of them and don't look back. And this is you send them love and you let them go. Because right now we have split it. We're still here, so we're still like in this space. You're still kind of seeing those people in your reality, right? You're thinking that we're in the same reality, but we're not. We've split it, and it's going to continue going farther and farther away. And so focus on the timeline that you've chosen. If you've chosen the light, which I think if you're watching this video, at least until now, hopefully that you have chosen the light. I love you so much. I am a priestess of the temple. I am a servant of the Mother. And I pray for the awakening of all Israelites on planet Earth. Thank you.
And from the silence came one sound to create a soul. One sound, one breath, one eternity, one soul. Welcome home, my child.